They need do microphones here.
Baby, I'll call Caswano.
Mr. Robert Klah.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, yo.
This one we stand ovation 7 for do that.
The red lost.
No, it's still the inside sponsor.
So we clapping is unity.
Yeah, unity. Yeah. What's everything cool?
Chief, I'm good.
I
beg, at this point, I would like to have the introduction done in the Andy way. Okay.
Godfather Day here.
Just so that I can feel, I can feel the spirit begin.
Robert!
Good. Yeah.
Now, first question.
Martinez!
When you swear?
Odumjano.
Tiam. You know if you shout.
Odumjano.
Bazu, welcome.
Champion, Charlie. Thanks.
Successful TGMA. Congratulations to you and your team. Multiple questions flooding my. As I mentioned your name now, plenty started. But let me start off. Let me start off by asking about the red carpet. There are two things before, from the security checkpoint, from the car park through to where the bands were being handed out and checked, and to I think the forecourt where it was being scanned and all that. There were quite some issues that popped up along the way. First and foremost, let's deal with the issue of our very own presenter at Unia FM, that is Felicia Osei. She was on social media talking about her band. She had issues with the band. She got to the checkpoint and then she scanned and realized that another face popped up on it, and people were saying were there issues with the ticketing and all that. I don't know if you saw that on social media and we want to react to it.
I mean, that's first of all, let me just say that thank you for thanking us, but I want the emphasis to be on the team. You said Robert and the team, because no great work ever gets done by an individual.
Thank you.
So
thank you to the team.
Yeah, thanks to the team. Now, I just want to be able to bring them to the fore that it's been tireless work by a lot of people, and not just folks from Charterhouse. Like, literally everybody and anybody we had to work with by extension, or anybody connected to the music that we love and for the particular cause that we are projecting. So essentially, congratulations to everybody who participated in this remotely and closely. Now to the question. So what we did was to try to ensure that if any time a ticket was used, you have a stamp on it that says that this ticket was used at a particular time.
Okay.
So if a ticket is scanned, let's say 8:15, and it comes back at 11, you'd see that, like, immediately you would see that if you see that, this particular ticket was scanned at 8:15, why is it coming back at 11? And then when they ask you questions and they say, but you're just coming, then it means that, okay, so how did it happen?
Okay.
So that is an issue that has to be dealt with. At that particular point, how you react towards the issue, we don't control it, but what it simply means is that it's a problem that has to be discussed and dealt with before the person is allowed to get in. Because it could be that, one, either whoever gave you the ticket gave duplicated efforts in that particular space as and gave it to more than one person, or it could be you giving your ticket to somebody and still coming because you believe that you are a celebrity or a figure in that particular space. And so if you come with your personality and come to make noise, the people are just going to allow you to enter. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we've had situations where it's been like that. Like, somebody gives out their tickets, and then when they get there, like, but I'm here. Yeah, so, hey, you want me to... and then they'll not...
Open the gate, make her enter.
And they will not budge, because at the end of the day, the ticket was issued to you, and then you give it to somebody else. And there's every indication that particular ticket has been used. And thirdly, I want to say that it's also possible that, obviously, technology, there could be issues, But then, you can never really say that there won't be some, problems. So, but obviously, plus or minus 10%, 5%, whatsoever, and then you're fine, essentially. But what it is that if any of these things should happen, if you were indeed genuinely invited, then what it means is that you should find the parties, you should engage the parties who invited this. Oh, this is how I encountered. So how do we go around it? Because honestly, I have not been here. So that conversation can be held. But you cannot blame the person at the gate from doing their job, because if it's been scanned, it's been scanned.
But did you ever get complaints like that?
Oh no! When we did our post-mortem session, we got that kind of information. That's why I'm giving you the various scenarios.
Okay.
Because that's what there were people who came and they had given out their tickets.
Okay, so they actually entered the venue,
No, they
and then
gave their tickets to somebody else.
Okay.
Because it's e-ticket. So I forwarded my ticket to you, Slim, and then Slim entered, and now I have come with my face and with the same ticket. I'm like,
Okay, so
do you understand what I'm saying?
no, I don't understand, because when I got to the gate, I had to scan, and then it took a picture of me instantly. So I'm thinking, I don't know if it works for the other ticket, because I came in with, I think, the academy ticket, and then it took a picture of me instantly. I'm thinking if I had left the venue and then entered again, it would be easier, because at that point it already has my data stored on the device, right?
Yeah, so what it means is that whenever a ticket comes in, a
Yes.
ticket is scanned, there's a face that's captured
Yes.
next to it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so any other person coming and using that same ticket, what happens?
So that is what I'm trying to say. That it means the person actually entered and it took a picture of him or her.
No, what your
before,
initial
or-
submission was that the face that appeared when that ticket was scanned.
That's what Felicia is saying.
Was not the person whom was not the original person that the ticket was meant for.
Yes.
Yes. So it means that ticket has been used.
Okay. So is there ever a situation? Was there ever where did you ever have complaints of people who had similar issue?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that at the end of the day, it's one of three scenarios, and that's what I explained. That there were people who literally gave their tickets to others.
They entered,
No.
got scanned, and
Probably
Give their
it's a
ticket
soft
to-
copy, probably forwarded.
No, like you are DJ Slim, so you think that, oh, if I give my ticket to an industry, they know me, so if I get there, I'll be allowed in.
no.
There's another aspect. Sometimes,
There's- see.
sorry.
I got to the car park. They told me to be in one queue for
Validation.
No, it's not even the validation part. Be in one queue for my band. Now they hand me the band, and I decided not to wait for the car. I walk across the road. I entered. I got to the gate, the e-gate, and they told me to scan the band. I pointed at it, and they told me to look into the tablet that they had there, and then it would take a picture of me. It does that. So I asked the lady, was like, okay, that's because if I want to leave and then, enter the
Some sort of face recognition.
face recognition. So I'm sure that is the first time it's going to have my data stored on the device. Or it's not the same for all the other
No,
tickets.
hold on. So whose data is now stored?
My
Slim.
data.
Okay, good. Now the invitation was meant for Slim.
Yes.
Slim comes, goes through the process. We have Slim's face attached to the device.
Exactly.
Good. All right. Now another person comes and uses.
My e-ticket.
Good.
So
And then they scan it and they are saying the person's face. They are saying is.
It has not tallied.
So now there are two issues here. At the car park, they also check the ticket and scan the ticket at the car park. That's what they do. So I'm thinking if somebody has used the ticket, it should reflect at the first checkpoint. Or that's not how it happens.
It's if the system there is able to do that or not. So the system that is able to recognize whether a ticket has been used or not is the one that basically tells you
The one that the e-gate.
Yes, the one that tells you that
Okay.
it's gone in already, etc. Blah 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 blah. You understand? So what I'm saying here is this: that it could be one of three things. However, if indeed, if she got an invitation, it means that she was really our guest. So sorry to her for whatever embarrassment she may have faced, but it's one of three things. And for us, there is a need for us to be able to investigate, to understand what it is, so that we are clean and clear on how to go forward without having any issues. So apologies to her if she felt any embarrassment, but these are the realities on ground, that it could also be any of the three things that I've mentioned.
Okay, Robert, another issue here is about the red carpet, and I'm sure. Oh, you have
I
something?
beg you. Ninoy has sent a message regarding Joe Metal. He said Joe Metal faced a similar issue at the gate. That's why he couldn't pick his first award. After several trials, the one at the E-gate apologized, stating the system was down. How do we solve this permanently? This happened at the car park. Sorry,
At the car park.
That was why Joe didn't pick his first
That's
award.
the explanation.
What about the second award when he was in there? That one too, what stopped him?
So, Nino, thanks for giving them information. I mean, we work with vendors essentially, and if some of these things don't come to us, we wouldn't really know that that's a situation. So, what it means is that I'm getting back to my vendors to find out at what
exactly
point, what happened, and why was there a downtime without any information relayed to us, and it's impacting people who are members of the cast and crew essentially. Because when you're riding an award show, the cast and crew includes award recipients and award presenters and all of that, and they should be present to in order for you to run the show effectively essentially. So so thanks for that information.
Okay, so on to the red carpet. I'm sure maybe you've picked up information about overcrowding on the red carpet. The strictly by invitation protocol, if it was really done right on the red carpet, because on social media I got to the venue quite late, so I did not see the red carpet and I did not experience it. But from social media, people were saying the red carpet was overcrowded, and they wanted to know if it was really strictly done by invitation.
Okay, so I think we're on two different pages here.
Yeah.
I am getting a lot of people saying it was perfect, it was good. So again, I'm not too sure how to respond to this. So if there are specifics, you can give me that information.
Okay, so specifically, they're looking at the fashion statement on the red carpet. The ones that are on social media, some believe it was a little bit extreme, some were,
Okay, so let me explain. There were two red carpets, all right?
Yeah.
We had the produced red carpets, and then we had the
General,
where it was open to everybody and anybody. All of them are red carpets. You're allowed to take pictures and do whatever you want to do. Obviously, the backdrops and everything are there. And the produced red carpet, that's where we have the strictly by invitation rule applying. So it depends on what people.
So which one was the produced one?
The produced one is what had Regina.
Bliss and
yes, that's it. Different from the one that was in front of the foyer, essential, like when you're going into the Grand Arena.
Okay.
So that's open to everybody and anybody, and you're allowed to come through. I mean, you've dressed to come to a music awards, so whether you have spoons and condoms or whatsoever as clothes, straw, that's your.
So the extreme ones that we saw on social media were the ones on the general.
Yeah, for me that's what I saw. Unless there's something I've missed out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gentlemen, feel free if you people to get some issue on the red carpet, because that's where we're sticking with. So how many people were supposed to be on it at a go? Were there numbers to it?
Oh, I think the red carpet didn't have an issue with numbers at all. It was fine. Okay. Like the produced space had enough space for people to move and people to lounge, people to drink, people to chit-chat, whatsoever. All of that was, people did that comfortably. I came there a couple of times trying to oversee a few things. It was spacious enough. It was 100% free. And as a matter of fact, because of that, we also had the front part of the foyer where at the Grand Arena itself being open and being free, and people had a lot of space to be able to move. It's just that you separated the entire experience based on last year. You've taken the same crowd and you've broken them into two, and you've given them a bigger ambience. So that should not be a problem at all.
Okay, so issue of chauffeur from the State House to the venue. Is it the State House or Parliament House? State House to the venue was also one of the things that also popped up on social media after the event. I mean, some nominees were saying that they got stuck at the place. They waited for long hours. They take the ride, no, they come. So some looking at their dresses and all that, because you know the place, some parts of the place be dusty small. I don't know if
you know. So there are some of
you've seen some of these things also.
No, you are telling me. I'm listening.
Okay, you know, Siam.
No. But there are quite a number of things that
it's very normal. It happens almost every time.
Yeah.
Especially when the cars are coming out and human traffic. People won't move for the cars to also have their way out. And so
they wanted to use, some wanted to even use their own cars, but they were not even allowed.
I mean, we didn't.
Now,
the
then
idea
they come
was to
to say
ensure
you
that.
get X5 or Bugatti.
But then again, the other thing too is in terms of the, I don't want to call it pacing. I want to call it the timing. So you have 7 o'clock, and for some reason everybody begins to appear at 8. Then you have so many people to chauffeur, rather than it's from the 7 o'clock,
time,
so that So that's another area that we will work on in terms of, because the idea is if you could give people 7:15 and for them to be there at 7:15, so you have another batch coming in at 7:30 and then that kind of stuff. But people, I doubt that one will work. So maybe we just have to increase the number of cars, just so that when you have a certain number of people hitting the particular gate at a particular time, you're able to accommodate. But what it again means is that you can't have unlimited number of cars though. So I understand where the anxiety is coming from. We'll figure it out.
Last one has to be the running time for the award presentation. And from the camp of Gary Al Smith, who took to social media to announce that his vent his frustration that, first time he's been to the TGMA, and he realized that he never, it dawned on him that it's an all-night service, because he felt that 32 hours being presented, then we do one and nail them. I'm proud to this year's edition.
He also mentioned.
Oh, nice.
He said it right here.
Oh, I said it here.
Okay. Prior to this, I'm sure there was a time duration for this year's event. You feel nail at that time or you extend?
Okay, so we know if nail them at that exact time, but there's always that room we give to ourselves.
Okay,
that's what we always do, and the reason is because you have a time that you plan to start.
Yes.
And let me explain this properly. We have cast and crew responsible for helping us run this particular project.
Okay.
So when we say cast and crew, if I was doing a certain George Quinn show, I would have all the members playing on that particular stage, being backstage waiting. When it's time to begin, then I'll begin. And then everything we do is for the audience. In our case, everyone we need to be a part of what we are doing are not backstage. They are part of the audience. Award presenters, performers, dancers who are supposed to be on stage, whatever props is required, award recipients. All of these people are part of our cast and crew. You understand what I'm saying? So, as much as you want to be able to start, you can't start. Red carpet was ready. Like technically, we were all ready, everything. We were waiting to begin. We, at the time when we wanted to begin, start the main show too, we're ready and still waiting, because at the end of the day, you don't want to mention, and the winner is, an award presenter is not there. And the winner is not there, and you understand, and you're ready to begin your first, your opening act is not, or let's just say the third performer after the opening act is not there. You want to make sure that they are there. You want to have like 2 or 3 acts ready consistently, so that when you're done with X, Y can go. Because the Y is supposed to do, like, preparations are supposed to be in place. Yeah. So if these people are not there, it becomes difficult for you to begin the show. But so I get that vibe that, at the end of the day, you are not, it drags. But
what time was it supposed to start and end? What was this?
Initially we wanted to start latest by 9:30, between 9:15 and 9:30 we wanted to start, so we ended up starting at 10.
Wow.
Yeah, so we had to prolong the red carpet to accommodate a number of people. So
and the end time,
so the end time was supposed to be around 2.
2.
Yeah. So the challenge with the Ghana Music Awards is this. Standard events you watch out there, 3.5 hours. If you take a typical Grammys, for example, they have about 3 hours for red carpet, 1 hour break before the show itself starts. If you put everything together, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, that's 6.5 hours, and then the 1 hour break, that's 7.5 hours. So when you say you are going for Grammy show, you have to prepare for 7 hours for the event itself.
The full package.
Yes. Before you add your traffic time and whatsoever and co-mininis and stuff like that. So that's even 7.5 hours on its own. So if at the end of the day, we are working around close to that particular time, we've done well. Why I'm saying that is because 3.5 hours for the show, they are not presenting 20 awards. We are presenting 30 awards, 31 awards. You understand? And so what it means is we are presenting plus extra. I remember sitting at Summers, and after 3 hours, they had presented 12 awards.
The rest are performances.
Exactly. And then eventually ended like 15. And it was 3.5 hours. So if I'm doing 30, 31 awards and I am doing 4.5 hours, I've done well. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, there are still things you want to be able to cut because we want to be able to cut it. But the reality is that if you measure it, you have to understand the peculiarities with respect to international standards and how different this one is from that particular one or these ones. So we had a shorter red carpet. Some people are having 3 hours red carpet. You make room for the other side just to be able to accommodate it. And yeah, we'll keep fine tuning until we have what we have. But the reality is that when you go out to Ghana Music Awards, just know that, Charlie, we are in for the night.
Questions for Robert?
Is there a way that when the red carpet ends, the official one, production ends, all activities there will be put to a halt so that everybody moves? Because at times, people are, a lot of content creators want to milk the situation. So a lot of them are on the red carpets and other media people wanting content. And even when the official red carpet had closed, everybody is there creating content. Can activities stop for a while? You order all of those because you brought most of them in. You gave them the opportunity to be there. You seize everything so that the nominees and award presenters move. Because at a point, I had to stop a lot of media people from engaging my artists because I realized that if we had to go on all, including Charterhouse platforms, if we had to go on all of these platforms, we'll be late for the main auditorium. So the activities. I remember you called me at a point.
Should I say what I want to say?
Oh, no. Okay. I don't know what you want to
Say
say.
it.
You go
Why
ahead.
shouldn't he say? Say it. Okay, what happened?
Say it, yo.
Oh, yes.
What happened? He was rather asking for more interview time, man.
No.
Oh, why?
I don't know.
I've asked him
I
to
was
say
just-
why. This one is
Why are you on this?
why?
You are here.
Master, what happened?
No, it's okay.
But he's
He
giving
requested
you the
for
go-ahead.
more talk time, man.
No, the thing is this. So when you're done with red carpets and you are on the bill, you just need to, So that's what I'm saying, that for as long as you are willing, you guys were even willing to extend your time on red carpet. Maybe the red carpet duration is not enough.
Assembly. Hey, gotcha.
No. So no, don't worry. Don't worry. What I'm saying is that
As long as you were willing to extend your time on the red carpet, he mentioned
Ask the media people who engage.
Which media
Yeah,
people? The person they
Adam,
hear
don't
you.
worry. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. What I'm saying is that
But
you
you
didn't
said
leave immediately. They are closed. You understand? It means that you guys still wanted to engage. Maybe our duration is not enough, maybe we should make it we should add extra 30 minutes, or maybe we should add 1 more hour. Because again, we are projecting Ghanaian fashion, and so we want, if at the end of the day it means adjusting, we have to. We are open to some of these ideas. You understand what I'm saying? But yes, ultimately, we should be able to call off activities from the red carpet so that activities should be able to go on. And yeah, it's one of the things that we have in mind.
Kwame wants to go. Kwame, go ahead.
Small question. Is it possible we can start earlier, around 5 p.m.?
That's another thing that we've played with. and we are just not sure how people would respond to it because of the culture of events we've been having in Ghana. This will be like so off. So it will be a big gamble, and we've been thinking about it. We're just not sure.
I think if you ensure it, it will work.
No, how do you ensure it? Because really what you're doing
supposing you send an invitation to the presidential spokesperson or, I mean, anyone, any big dog at, let's say, Jubilee House, and you write in the invitation that shows red carpet is at 5 p.m. And if I'm rocking a design from Kwame Dadzi Couture and I want to showcase it, I'll be there at 5.
No, because Andy, I gave you 7. And you didn't
No, you
turn
don't
up,
get what I'm saying.
You didn't turn up until 10.
What Kwame is asking, I'm only reiterating that.
So I get you. But what I'm saying is that when I gave you 7, you could have turned up at 7. But you still chose to turn up at what? 8:30 and 9. So now if I say I'm going to do it at 5, and it's not part of our culture, and you choose to come at
7.
You know, it's still...
It will be better.
But I get you. So then what do you advertise to the general public?
5.
They'll come at 7.
So they come at 7. Show starts at 8.
I get you, but
we finish at quarter 12.
The moment the public, when the public know that the show is going to start at 7, the 5 o'clock there's just an invitation.
Don't worry, the celebrities will come. Someone has worn our friend and the guy that wore an all straw hat. Did you expect him to keep the straw at home? I'm sure he started cutting them into pieces on the way.
No, but I get you. So it's one of the things that we've thought about. We're just not sure. It would be a huge gamble, but let's see.
What about the use of seat fillers?
When you finish, you tell him what George Quay said.
That's how
for which one?
You finish with the answer. There's a follow-up. You finish.
Please add the follow-up.
No. No, it was just an example George Quay did. So he gave an example. So go ahead.
You know, my own will be very polished now.
You finish the polish one. We'll give you the...
Okay. So, yeah, it can be considered, but it comes with a challenge as well. So we have to manage the entire challenge about it. The question is how many people are you able to predict? Where will they be when they are no longer filling seats? Then what happens? You know, so all of that needs to be able to.
But it's also true. You know, what happens when the actual
people come?
Where do they stand? Where do they sit in this place?
You have to manage all that process while the show is going on. You know, so it's a lot of work, and the most important thing is for people to really turn up.
George Quay say
they tried that.
He said Miss Malaika.
You
So
don't
Miss
talk about
Malaika.
everybody laugh.
No. You see George Quay, he fool too much. The way he go talk that he go Obesaya Assembly. He say they have seat fillers. The actual owner of the seat come way say, boss, I'm sitting here quite me.
I'm enjoying it. Guys, I'm enjoying it. I'm not moving. But have you ever tried that before?
But if that's a Miss Malaika, so
No, but have you ever tried that before at the Ghana Music Awards?
I don't have memory of that, but
It's never been done before. You've not... Okay, Martinez.
Yes, mine has to do with the performance. And for me, I'm one of the people who were actually waiting for Kweku Smoke. And I didn't enjoy his performance. But then I saw on social media that he was supposed to rehearse with the team. He couldn't make it. And even on the night, that's the Saturday night, he came late and he was nearly cut off. But then the organizers heard the people, the audience chanting his name, and they felt like they had to let him be on the stage.
That's the story out there.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And
Caleb Newboy. And even he was supposed to be the opening act. So
if anyone must win an award, we must chant the person's name because they can change it.
and apparently he was in war. They say he was in war.
Robert saying
now saying that you're too far from the microphone.
Yeah, so I want to know, like, is that really what happened?
Okay, so that's many questions in one. The reality is that he wasn't well. And so we had to work around his health situation. And so our initial plans that we had we couldn't walk that particular path. We had to work around his health situation, and I think he did extremely well for pulling off that particular experience during the show. And I just want to say congratulations to he and his team. And it's not everybody who's able to do this really when they are not too well. I think he just recovered, and he said he was ready to be able to pull off something. So we work with him to achieve that.
Okay. Quick one. Then Kim Paluta. Portfolio also made a post on the social media. That's like TGM is able to meet the requirement of some of the artists. And then with others he's not able to meet. So I also want to know, looking at a performance like what Paluta did on stage compared to the others, is it that he didn't get all the necessary things he needed? I mean, the props, and as compared to the other.
So this is what he said. Well, let me that it will be. He said,
the real
compared to the production budget that went into the AOT nominees' performance set, and compared to what went into Kim Paluta's own, no aesthetics or wow factor stage investment for his sets. Charlie, this is not fair at all.
Yeah, I think it's nice for him to have said it, but the fairness is where I have an issue with. If you say it's not fair, then it feels like somebody now took person X and person Y said, I'll give this investment to this person and I'm not going to give to this person, even though the concept is nice. No. And what it is that you present your concept, work around. If there are things we want to add, we'll add. If you present a concept and we feel that some things need to be tweaked, it will be tweaked. If we need to pick up some components of your stuff, we'll do it. But we'll have that conversation with you. So I think everything, maybe
Did he send some?
I'm coming. Maybe he needs, it's like you passing a comment of something when you probably don't have an insight into it. You understand? So that's portfolio speaking. That's not Kim Paluta speaking.
Did he set a
That's no, relax. That's what I'm saying. You can't ask me questions about Paluta. This is not Paluta and having a conversation. This is conversation about somebody passing remarks on some. No, relax. You've asked me a question, so relax. What I'm saying is that the Kim Paluta, the analogy he's making doesn't hold, because at the end of the day, we engage them based on concepts. So it's based on concepts that we are able to project what has to be projected and where people are supposed to be supported.
I have something to say quickly. Yeah.
You understand?
Yesterday, I saw. Excuse me. I saw. What's the name of my crush? My girlfriend. What's her name? Vida.
Yeah.
I think you engaged her.
Yeah. I saw that video too.
Actually, I have a lot of them. Yeah. And she explained vividly whatever went into Stoneboy's performance, right? For a lot of people who didn't even know what the arc was for, this was for, whatever it is, she explained and broke it down beautifully. Portfolio spoke for Kim Paluta. For a spokesperson, how do you come to tell that something was unfair? Was he not part of the conversation from the beginning?
Information.
He had no information about the artist's performance, whatever he was doing. Really? Is that what he's saying?
Must you comment at
Well,
all
it
costs?
supports
Must you
what I've
comment
been
if you
saying,
have
that the
information?
artists and the PR, they've
It
not
is
been
why
in sync.
I was asking Robert this, because I thought it would be good for you. That is it that Portfolio and his team sent you something and you said you won't do. You decided.
Did you hear what I asked? I just mentioned that Portfolio didn't know anything about it. Then you are still asking Portfolio.
But you are assuming he's part of the team. That is your
And
assumption.
I'm saying, if you are part of the team, how come you are not aware? That's what I said. I just said, were you listening?
So meaning you should be
So what?
aware
Okay.
it's
So
part
what
of the
he's saying
team.
is this.
Okay, let me get your point.
The point is that whether he was part or he's not part, people know him to be the PR.
Sure.
He's thrown a certain mud out there. Now, for them to further clarify, I'm asking: is it the case that they sent you a certain set or aesthetics or a wow factor
That wasn't
and you
done.
decline?
Okay, so I get you.
It's no one.
Okay,
That's
I
all.
get you.
Because the public, the way they think is different from how you.
So how do
assume.
you think?
No. So in all fairness to Adam, so that wasn't the situation. That's what I'm saying. That's why I started by saying that we work based on the concepts that we agree to go with. So it is based on your concept that we deliver, on the elements that are supposed to be in there. And yes, and quite frankly, let me use this opportunity to say, like, there were a number of artists who wanted to achieve a particular image, experience, craft on stage, and they were willing to do whatever it took.
Added on.
Yes, so they added on. If we've ever applauded The Weeknd for investing 6 million after the 6 million of his own money during the Super Bowl, after he was giving about I don't know whether 30 million or thereabouts or whatsoever. This is what exactly the artists did. They were ready to support, like, put in money to make their craft look the part. And for me, I just want to congratulate, like,
Here's Stonebwoy was one of
everybody,
them.
like, literally, they
Was
put
Vida
in
mentioned-
every,
I had a conversation with him prior to the show.
yeah,
He was telling me.
familiar to us like that. Quite a number of them, like, they just went above and beyond to make things happen. So
Meaning
I just
some are not
want to
ready.
say,
Some are not ready.
No, it's not about
like,
you are
literally,
willing, but the energy is not there.
And my
That's a
team,
very good point.
So does
That's
it
a
mean
very
that
good
No,
point.
but
Charter
no,
House
but I do not support
will
that.
give
But
you
for that.
will support you to a certain level? If you want to do
extra. Then
Well,
that
Slim is
is
also
up to
coming
you.
up. Why don't you support
okay
that?
to a level you may not be able to,
We may not be able to.
then you add on.
Yeah, so there are things. So we have, we discuss the stuff. We have a budget. We're like, okay,
we
but
can-
then you go and come back like, I want to do instead of 15 dancers. Instead of 15 dancers, I want to do 30 dancers. Like, hey.
Okay.
Yeah, but I want to do. I want to be able to make this huge impact.
All right.
That kind of stuff. So Kim Promise, like you could see Kim Promise, and there were a number of people who just went above and beyond, like a lot of things. They invested into it because they were like, no, this is my craft, this is my image, this is me on stage. I want it to look the part, and that's exactly what most
So
of
you
them
don't
did.
blame anybody.
So
If
Why
some of
don't
them
you-
come
you
with
say-
their
you say
own
you don't agree
microphones,
with what
if Stonebwoy
Atlas
uses his
said.
own microphone.
that is what I'm learning.
Yeah, I think
That is what I'm learning.
yeah,
Okay.
from the PR, I think he came in with a couple of technical stuff as well.
that
The
is what
talk
I'm
back
learning.
and all
His
that.
mic was different from the other
and
people's.
But he always comes in with
And then
but,
also-
but please,
For
it's,
listeners. No, for
it's something
listeners.
so simple.
No, for listeners.
it's just something you.
No, some of us we understand, but for listeners,
But it's an add-on.
So I just want to say that some of the artists, even visuals are appearing on the screens, they have their own visuals.
Okay.
Yeah.
They come with folks who are like, okay, so this is my my act. For the first 10 seconds,
These
this
are the
particular
visuals.
visual is coming on. After that, the next 20 seconds, we have this visual come, and then they have people who are working on these visuals, and then they add to the performance. So we do the lights
Okay.
plot and all. So it's that, like,
So the
I
dark
must
rumor
give-
image behind Stonebwoy was intentional as well.
Of course.
Look, like, we have to give it up. We have to give it up to the
some
artists.
voice extra more.
We have to give it up to the artists. They know what they want. They were in there, like they were part of it. It was really good stuff.
So
and we need to be able to.
The part that I do not agree is
With Martinez.
with
Mention his
Martinez is I believe the production house has a budget for every performance, and that budget has been has gone through various decks, and they believe it's enough and adequate for any performance from every artist. So up and beyond is your own discretion. It has to come from the artist and their team. So if Paluta decided to go up and beyond, is what Paluta wants. If Stonebwoy decided to go up and beyond, it's what.
But is Paluta complaining? I'm not getting that. Like,
He is not
His
complaining.
PR
so
for the
that's
TGMA
not-
season was the one who
Yeah,
was
but he's
complaining.
not saying. You see, it would have been different if he said we wanted this and we didn't get it.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he's saying that because of what I have seen.
Yeah.
But you don't know whether the person did the investments on their own. You understand what I'm saying? So if you blame the investments in your craft, the question is, do you understand what I'm saying? Somebody puts.
I don't want to push this.
No, you can't.
I don't want to push it.
you
It
can't,
only
right?
supports what I've been saying, that the artists and the
see.
PR, they've never been in sync throughout the whole process.
Look, in this case,
They've never
There's a
been in
communication
sync.
gap.
There's a big gap
There's a communication
between the
gap.
artists and the PR.
Big ups to artists, their creative teams. Charlie, people, hey, look, when people submitted their concepts
Wow.
The mood boards, Charlie, detailing how they were going to start, transitions, the inspirations, the images they put in there. There were artists who came to our place, they didn't have it. We were coming to speak English to us. And then we showed them what others had done. Just a sneak peek. They were like, hey! Then they went back.
They
realized they forgo do work. And then they went to work. Some were sending messages like on WhatsApp. Oh, the idea is that
They were coming to us.
and then when you now saw what others were doing,
Detailed.
okay, you will come back again.
They'll give you where the camera, something, and the lights.
It helped.
Oh,
18
I like
and
that.
20
So
space.
Initially they
Some
came
people
to
are
speak
taking
English.
their craft
Oh
seriously.
yeah, but
I like that.
because
Hey,
that
listen to
conversation.
Kwame Tete. Kwame
People
said,
are taking their craft seriously. I like that.
So, Rob, with this, I mean, going forward, do you think that
hold on.
Obebuno.
going forward, do you think that, I mean, considering how, because this is further going to inspire a lot of people going forward to, I mean, pay particular attention to their stagecraft. Do you think that we've gotten to the point where we need multiple stages in order, because the tearing down and setting up also has a way. I remember one of the penultimate 3 Music Awards, they had about 3 or so stages, one in the middle, one there, and one on the last end too. That also, yes, it cut out the space in the auditorium in a way. Are you looking at getting multiple stages going forward because of the?
We have multiple stages.
Yeah.
Except that it's not the way you'd want for it to be. You understand? Where B-Strap started his act.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a stage.
Yeah.
And when it comes to film and production, wherever the camera is capturing the subject, it is considered as a stage. Even if it means from the audience, that becomes your stage at a particular point. So people need to be able to understand that you can use every part and any parts within the space for as long as it is discussed and camera crew, everybody is aware that that's where you're picking stuff from. And there have been several shots where, for example, Medical came, there was a particular concept where Medical came off from the red carpet zone because that's where that's where it started from. But that was also considered as an act. And there was another one we did with somebody coming from, I think, Mr. Drew. It was pre-recorded. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And that's also an entry. So there are a million ways to work around them. I'm using million in an exaggerated way that we need to be able to explore throughout to be able to project certain things. So however, the reality is that the space itself is not big enough to give us the opportunity to do similar, like the middle portion of the stage. We can't replicate the same size, here, and that's the challenge because of the number of people. Yeah, we need to have bigger auditorium so that we can do stuff. But
I haven't asked my question yet, have I?
Yes, you have.
Oh, have I?
Yes, you have.
Is there a way we can stop those followers from coming back to say, put me to the microphone?
I saw that post. Is
there a way to archipelagize?
Kwame,
It's okay.
me, that's what I love.
Archipelagize.
It also adds
Something, Kwame.
adds flavor to the whole thing.
Yes,
The way to off their microphones.
the mic going off on some people. It gives us.
After the artist
gives
has
us
finished
memes.
speaking, they will come back and say, yo, Robert,
And the Kwame can do that to us.
well,
That's what we also love. Charlie.
No, that attitude is crass. It is crass.
Now I sign it. Yes.
Yo,
Sport there.
watch out for us. Album dropping
Allow
next
them.
week.
Do you think it's easy to be on the TGMA stage? Do you think it's easy?
Why does it happens everywhere? I beg.
Is there a way to archipelagize them?
This is why I'll speak for Robert. There's no way. There's no way.
Or the paradise them?
Then we'll move to you.
Me, Masua den rough.
Now, why don't I who you are before our cousin? Why don't I win?
And yeah, before some, but sometimes
Why
I feel
don't
so
I who you are
uneasy.
push you?
Oh, archipelago,
Kwaku Smokes rather?
and other people. I think Paradise, that young black guy.
Hey.
I saw them.
Paradise. Did he come for the?
I think he's a hype
No,
MC.
I
think he's a hype MC.
B-strap.
Yeah.
Kojo Black too.
Me, I know him on TikTok,
But I think he
and I
spoke
think it's
nicely. Oh.
Yeah.
no. It's not about speaking nicely.
Okay,
It's
that's
about.
right.
Animal way, my time in the You see all these
Now,
things.
so
But you
But
see, we must also be careful about these things. I remember there was a year that Nasi won an award,
Okay.
and just as he rose up to the podium, his wife was with him, and the guard stopped her from getting on the stage with her husband. And for me, yes, I remember the conference center days, and
That's
Nasi-
some way.
Yeah, because the previous year, all of these people had come on stage and and this one will come and make some noise. So the scheme decided that, you know what, there will be guards. Those were the ticket days. Ticket. You get to the gate. Please, my name's
They
Ticket.
don't speak anything.
No, don't speak any language.
Any language.
Oh, the language they speak is Ticket. That's all. If you provide, enter.
Oh, they bounce on that
That's
thing.
all. If you don't have it,
Even when our team members they bounce.
yeah. They bounce everybody. Then they bounce everybody. It's Ticket. I reached there. No. My name's Ticket. Who the bar? I said,
Who cried Tikita?
who get out. So yeah, and so they brought that straight nyama, and then we campaigned again, and they decided to ease it. Me feel say as we are the problem.
So there should be a list.
Which list?
Not necessarily.
Oh no, but you can tell.
Around the
For
stage.
example, an artist who has won an award, you are there in the auditorium. Come and pick it up, and then you. Well, I'll go on stage. So I
But
want.
the seating is supposed to make sure it sieves through this thing, because
It's not just about the. Don't you get it? An artist who has won an award.
Okay.
Come and pick up the
because
award.
artists do have like two
you
or
don't
three.
come
You
up.
know why Slim is not supporting this?
Why?
Because he shouldn't have been on the stage.
No.
I know. I know why he's doing that. But we won't allow that. We won't allow
Do
that.
I have the floor now? Do I have the floor now?
Wait.
In my defense,
I was surprised. I was surprised when I saw.
You should time them. Time will swap.
You
The microphone is
allow that.
on.
in my
No,
defense,
no,
ladies and gentlemen, no ladies.
Hold on. For example,
Slim, do grab a mic.
Slim
Stone
Slim
Boy- Stone Boy-
Slim
For example, Stone Boy went on the stage with a prepared acceptance speech, right? How do you cut it off saying that, yeah, everyone is giving a minute, and so, yeah, he's talking too much, so you are taking him off?
I'm worried.
I
No,
think
but
that-
whatever he said was relevant. It was good. Do you understand? You can't predict it. Let's all be
It's possible.
decent
Okay.
with the presentation. It's
so,
as simple as that.
so for me, it's usually like this. There's always that leeway giving until abused.
Good.
And then when it is abused, then you introduce some measures.
Yes.
But prior to that, you always want to allow people to be able to.
Did I abuse your stage?
Yes.
You didn't.
Yes.
Paluta was angry.
I was sitting. I was sitting
You were
on
given the eye.
Kweku's seat.
You were
the eye.
Hold on.
You
But
were
did
given the
Paluta
eye.
invite you on the stage?
No,
Why did you go?
First of all, hold on. Let's
Paluta did not invite anybody on the stage.
let's address this.
Kim Paluta did not invite anybody on
Hold on.
stage.
No.
I have a song with Kim Paluta.
Was your song
So
nominated?
all the people who have-
The song
all the
has
people who have been
over
featured.
2 million on all streaming
That was
platforms.
about 3 or 4 years ago.
was-
3 months ago.
Say a bro nyanyum.
Hey, bro, nyanyum na ka ho na you're nominated for album of the year. What are you saying?
But
So
it's
my
not on the
continue
album,
to
it's
be.
not on the album.
I deserve to be there.
No way.
Bonus
One,
one.
You
the guy
always
didn't
get the
invite
eye.
you.
You will get the eye.
That's one.
Just
Number
eye.
2, the guy had a spokesperson. You had already been there twice to pick up the
Yes.
award with him. The third and the most
Yes.
annoying part was that
Yes.
we had issues with you.
Yes.
Then you followed the guy onto the stage.
He wasn't there the 2 times. No, I don't see him. I won't see
He didn't
him.
contract you to
No,
go.
I won't see him.
That's a-
I won't see him.
that's a
Let me see him.
That's the son.
Let me say me see him.
When the guy they give you a look at me, you say,
I won't bite it.
How did you enjoy his performance?
Oh, amazing. I love the set.
So-
I love the set.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful set. I don't know what
Yesterday I
Mama
called
portfolio was looking for. I don't know what they look
Yesterday
for.
I spoke with
But it was
Portfolio.
cool. If you ask me.
and I explained things to Portfolio. I like the way the place is quiet.
I want to
No, you are
understand.
coming
We
to
are-
tell a
we are
story.
waiting for the,
We like listening
part.
to stories.
So Portfolio
One at a
mentioned
time.
that,
Oh, Charlie.
and I didn't know. and that I'm sorry.
Aglen obesu.
I would say.
Now, pa, we say kolasa.
Only for do me say for tell us no go.
We back.
So say we go give us
We back.
10 minutes in addition.
He's the producer of the show.
Music Box. Music Box.
You're listening. This is Hits.